Okay, so the next step here is identifying the data sources. In data science, and as a data scientist, identifying the data sources should be one ability you should develop by yourself. Now, based on the explanation I gave in the first session, being able to identify the data sources is part of a data scientist. Even if your organization don't have data, the data about the customers. So here is a case you actually helps to answer the question that defines the objectives. So for example, if you chose the questionnaire, you ask the question that help define the objectives of your project, what you are intending to do. So for example, you send a questionnaire out and you are actually going to ask about how people get to know the organization. You shouldn't go and ask how does the person spend or something, or how does the person feel like the location. No. So you ask the questions that defines the objectives of your project or the model you want to build. Okay, now we are moving on to defined objectives. Defined objectives. The central objective of this step is to identify the key business variable that the analysis needs to predict. One, we refer to these variables as the model targets, and we use the metrics associated with them to determine the success of the project. Two examples of such targets are sales forecast or the probability of an order being fraudulent. Now, the central objective, how to define the central objective in key business variables. Here, you are going to gather data which is going to help you. One, each of us knows what he or she is going to model. So what you are going to model about, that's the data or the target you are going to go. So for example, here the person was trying to target the sales forecast. So here the person wants to actually be able to predict the sales in the next few months, few days, few years. That's the sales forecast. So the data the person is going to take has these key metrics inside that is going to target the sales forecast. So for example, let's say you are in an organization and you want to know or you want to know the what the sales is going to be like in the next few months. So you go to the sales department, you get their data. Maybe this time around your organization they have data, the various departments they have data. So you go there, you take the data, then you realize, oh, now in every June of each month, every June of each month, we have the number of registers or the number of customers we engage is higher than all the month, and it has been happening for about 3 years. Now, in the same data you are having, in the same data you are having, in every August, in fact, the sales goes down. Then you realize in every September in that data. So the data you are having is a 3-year data you are having. So in the previous 3 years, what happened in the organization? You are going to model to predict in the next 3 years what's going to come. So you realize in June, sales went higher, maybe probably because, so let's say your company is a traveling agency. So in June, June, July, it's summer. So they actually falling into summer. So sales actually went higher. Then your company saw in decline. I guess descending, going there, they saw that, oh, the winter is coming, setting inside. So people are actually running back, or they are going back to their homes. So you study this pattern and realize, look, now we are in March. You told your organization, based on this data we are having, in the months starting from maybe April, May, June, we are going to have increase in demand. Therefore, maybe the production part needs to actually increase their productivity because summer is coming. Now, maybe someone may want explanation from you. Based on your graph you've deducted from the data, it seems the graph is highly peaked in June. And people who actually comes here in June are always going for summer vacations. And we are approaching summer, meaning we are going to have a lot of customers going to do business with us here. Now, on the other hand, maybe we have you are in a financial institution. So let's say you realize in between the months of, let's say, June and September, people did more withdrawal than, let's say, January, February, March. Now, you are trying to find the reason why people did more withdrawal in this month. You realize in the data, people who were doing more withdrawals in this are people found in the age between, let's say, 20 and 25. Doing more withdrawals, 20 and 25. Now you went inside the data again, you realize people doing more withdrawals are females. Again, you realize now these females doing more withdrawals, they are most of them are misses, meaning people doing withdrawals in that period, meaning they are doing the withdrawals to shop for these Christmas breaks coming. So based on that, you can be able to predict, look, in every year, that in every year within this month, we are going to have a lot of withdrawals here because Christmas is coming. People are going to withdraw to buy their goods because in Christmas, when they enter Christmas, the prices of things are going to increase. Now, based on this, you can be able to tell your organization that let's actually structure it well here, or let's stand well here, because within these 3 months, this is what we are going to face. And it's a reality because over the last 3 years, this is what has been happening. Therefore, the probability of it repeating in this year is very high. So you'll be able to make data-driven decision for your organization to position itself well so that when the withdrawals come, you won't fumble yourself with the organization. You know, okay, this is it and that is it. Now you are an organization that produces, let's say, gadgets. So LED screens, televisions, these electrical gadgets. you realize that in the month of November, December, or October, November, December, sales went down. You are trying to find a solution to, because when it happens, your organization become worried. And you as a data scientist, you need to study that data and give them an answer to that. Why is it that between the month of October, November, December, our sales goes down? Now let's go to the data. We saw that most customers that comes to our organization to buy things within these months. So in a year we will take a whole year. Then we saw that sales were higher from January, February, March, April, May, up to, let's say, August was higher. Now, when it gets to October, November, December, the sales went actually low. Okay, so there's one thing we deduct from our data. Now we also looked our data and realized that, in fact, people who actually comes to buy our things are grown men. So in their ages of, let's say, 30 or yes, 29 to 45, meaning the working class actually buys our products. Okay, now the working class buys our products from January to August. We actually buy televisions, computers, a whole lot. But from October, November, December, it goes down. Okay, now these people are most people that are married. Okay, meaning something is converging there. Meaning in October, November, December, it means their demand, or the rate at which they give out their money to their families or friends becomes higher there. And you yourself, you realize, oh, in this October, November, December, there are festivities. And one thing is the prices of things also goes up. So based on that, you realize, okay, it is enough for organization to drop down in sales in October, November, December, because one, people are going to restrict their spending in October, November, December and reserve for the festivities to cater for their families to go on holidays and so on. Now, in these 3 months too, prices of things goes high. So normally people don't buy. Now, based on this, you can be able to advise your organization reduce the number of products you make in October, November, December, because we are going to drop down in revenue or in sales. From the last 3 years, this has been the trend according to your data. And so based on that, you have been able to save your organization running at a loss within these 3 months, October, November, December, because they are going to reduce the number of production in these 3 months. And you see, lo and behold, in October, November, December, your sales will drop. And by the time it gets there, you've already given your organization a data-driven decision for them to prepare themselves well to face that. Please, any question with that? The second one here is the second goal objectives. It says define the objective goals by asking and refining sharp questions that are relevant, specific, unambiguous. Data science is a process that uses names and numbers to answer such questions. You typically use data science or machine learning to answer 5 types of questions. Now, these type of questions: one, how much or how many? Which category? Which group? Is this weird? Which option should be taken? Now, let's take the first one: how much or how many? Most of the times when you have your data, and you want to get data-driven decision, the first question or a very relevant question that comes to your mind is how much or how many. If you are talking about your users, how many? If you are talking about revenue, how much? If you are talking about your customers, how many? Now, you are an organization and you want to know the number of times people purchases your product in a day. Here, you can ask how much and how many. So how many people purchases our product in a day? And how much do we earn in revenue in a day? A regression question. So here, so let's take an example. You are, let's say, a bicycle producing company. The organization wants to know what the amount or the sale they generate in a day, and how many people on the average buys our product. Now you get your data. They give you, so they actually give you 1 week data. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 1 week data. Each of the days they all have their data. You are going to sit down. Now you analyze how much. You realize on Monday the sales your organization generated is 100 cedis. On Tuesday, the sales is generated with, let's say, 70 cedis. On Wednesday, 100 cedis. Thursday, 150. Then on Friday, 60 cedis. Based on this, you can find the average of these 5 days, and you can, based on it, and say, okay, in a day, my company generates an average income or an average revenue of 100 cedis. Based on your calculation you do in the data that has been given to you for the 5 days, you can find the average. Now, how many people purchases in a day? So on a week data being given to you, you can actually note here when we were coming, I said data science is a process that uses names and numbers. So the numbers are going to help you to actually know how many times people actually purchases your product in a day on these 5 days in a week. So the data you have, you will be able to actually you have a definite number. Okay, so we had 7 people, 5 people, 7, 8, 6. So on the average, you can have the number of purchases that you actually had in a week. Based on that, you can make data-driven decision for your company. So you can say, look, now every day our average purchases by our customers is 20 bicycles a day. 20 bicycles a day. So let's say for the past 5 months, we have been seeing 20 bicycles a day. But at the latter ending of those past 5 months, it was reducing. Here you can go further and look for the why question. Why was it reducing? Let's go to the next one. Which category? The classification. This is very important. What you are going to do is actually going to be classified. You should classify it under this or this or that. So for example, in fact, a very simple example, in your organization, you have customers. Now you are going to group your customers into it. It's very good to group your customers into various categories. Some of the categories you can group your customers are males, females, age groups. For example, I am in let's say so in a school or okay in a company that so let's say in a bank. Okay. Now if I'm in a bank and I have the data of my users, yes, I want to know whether I have a working group dominating my users, or I have non-working group, or I have young group doing banking with me. I want to know. Now I get my data, then I find out that in fact I have, let's say I have 100 customers doing banking with me. Now 20 of them falls under the age, the age, let's say 20, under the age, let's say 20 and 25. So between 20 and 25, I have, in fact, let's say 20 people. Now, between the ages of 25 and 45, I have 10 people. Then between the ages of 45 and above, I have the rest, so let's say 70 people. Meaning my bank is at risk. My bank is actually occupied, or my customers is occupied with people aged. So the probability that these people they are saving, they coming to save is very low, is higher, because people in the old age they don't normally save. Because they don't have any active income, or they don't have anything like to come and save. They don't have, what they do is to spend the money, because the age they've got into, the most thing they will do is to spend the money. Not they won't save. They will save, but the spending will be more because those people in that age don't work anymore. So if my organization or my customers, my banking customers, the age group there, the most people we are banking with is, let's say, from the ages of 50 to 100, or from 60 to 100 are most of my customers. It means my bank is at risk. Our future is at stake. Now, it means I can make data-driven decision to the management that, look, if we are advertising, we should target more young people. So, for example, we advertise on social media, we advertise giving flyers out. We should encourage more youth to bank with us, because the probability that withdrawals are going to be more higher than saving is very high, because the people dominating our customers are old age people, and those people are not in the working class. They are the enjoyment stage where they are going to spend their money on whatever they want because they work for their money. They just need a place to keep it. They will just come and withdraw and do whatever they want to do. But when your bank is having an age group that falls between the 20 years and the 30 years, you really know those people in that age they save a lot, meaning your banking withdrawal is going to be very low. People are going to save more, because those people, the least money they have, they come and save, because they are saving for their future. So you can categorize your customers into age groups. Now when you categorize into age groups, you realize, oh, my bank is aging, or my bank is at risk with aging people. Most people are going to die in the next 10 years, meaning we are going to lose more customers in the next 10 years, which will make our bank very vulnerable. Now, what if we have our age group between the ages of, let's say, 30 and 50? Meaning, in the next 10 years, they are all going, most of them are going to move to the non-working class. Meaning, in the next 10 years, our rate, maybe right now, our rate of saving is higher. In the next 10 years, our rate of saving is going to decrease, because the most dominant age group in our bank is people working and people heading towards non-working class. Therefore, you can tell management, look, this is the data we have. And it suggests that in the next 10 to 15 years, we are going to fumble because most of our customers are going to go out, or there's going to be more withdrawals than savings. Therefore, if we are doing advertising, if we want people to save with us, we should target on young people. Okay, the next thing is the category thing is females and males. So you realize maybe the female people save a lot than male people. Therefore, we should target when we are doing advertisement, when we are doing anything to promote customer relations, we should more target on females because these people save a lot, or we should more target on males because these people save a lot. Here, you will be able to make data-driven decisions that can structure your organization. Now you're in, let's say you are in a biscuit factory producing biscuit. Now, you realize old age people, they don't eat biscuits a lot. They don't. But your advertisement is all towards old age. Now you realize on television, this food production industry, their advertising is mostly kids drinking the milk or kids eating the fine yogurt or kids doing something with their product. They will never do an advertisement with an old age. This is with the intention that it is targeted to small children. And when the small children sees it, oh, okay, mommy, I want this, then mommy will go and buy. If you target to an old age, there is no way. So a data scientist gave them that data-driven decision. Look, our product, most people who uses our product are kids. When you are doing advertisement or advertisement, there is no way you should actually target on old age people. Because when a kid is watching a television and see an old age drinking fan or something, be like, oh, it's for old age. Will not. But when a kid is watching the TV and sees that his colleague is drinking, let's say, your product, say, oh, hey, these are meant for kids. I want some. And then the person will go and actually worry his parents to get some. So data scientists uses categories to actually make data-driven decision for their organization. Which group? So the group can actually also fall under that. The age group, is it a teen, old age, or that. Now, is this where there are anomaly detection? Now, we will finish this two, then we'll end our class. Is this weird? Now, let's say you are an organization, all of a sudden your revenue drops in about 3 days continuous. A data scientist should be able to determine that. You get your data and you realize no, something is not well. That is anomaly detection. You should be able to detect patterns in your organization using in the first month of March. Your organization lose about 1 million Ghana cedis. The data scientist, you have your data, you should be able to determine no what is causing that. So, for example, if let's say I'm in a biscuit factory, and I see it has gone down. Say, okay, wait, people didn't buy in this. Why? Has there been a new competition or a new competitor which has come to the market that's offering more? That this is where I would have to go out and gather enough data about it and start making data-driven decisions. Maybe there is a new competitor who is just around you, producing better or offering better services than what you are doing. That's why it has decreased. As a data scientist, you should be able to detect all these anomalies and be able to make data-driven decisions to save your organization. Which option should be taken? Recommendation. Now, the decision stands on you as a data scientist after detecting all these problems. You know in the next 10 years your organization don't have a future. In the next 3 years don't have, or you know in the next 4 years or in the next 10 years your organization actually has a future because the people you are doing services with are young generation. In the next 10 years they will even move to the working class, meaning you have, therefore you are going to promote what you are doing. So you tell management, okay, let's continue do what we are doing because we are in the right path. Which recommendation are you going to give to your management? These are going to help you make data-driven decisions that will help you drive your organization in the correct path. This is what we term as understanding the business stage of data science process life cycle. Can do all these at business understanding stage. Now, when you understand all these, or when you are able to detect all these, you move to the next cycle, which is data mining. So the next cycle here, our next meeting. So our next meeting, we'll move to data mining. What at all is data mining? What's it about? Now we'll be able to understand our business. We'll be able to ask relevant questions, define objectives for a problem, and how to tackle a problem. Now we can be able to detect anomalies in the organization. Our next meeting will move to data mining. Please, any question? Right.
No, please.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I said no.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining today's class.
Okay, did you give us an assignment? Oh,
No, for now, no. But as time we'll get more assignments when we move forward.
okay, sure, sure. Thank you very much.
Welcome.